So I want to give you an update of what's going on. Is now Trump is telling people 4 to 5 weeks. That's how long the U.S. will strike Iran. Then he's also saying it possibly continue as long as necessary, and they're sending in more troops. That's from the Wall Street Journal. Al Jazeera also saying the same thing, right? Trump says 4 to 5 weeks. You turn over to Fox News. They got this weird picture of Trump smiling. You can see right there. Quote is, "We're annihilating their navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea." Fox News is also telling you with Kristi Noem, breaking Homeland Security. Memo to law enforcement agency warns of possible lone wolf attacks and cyber disruptions after Iran bombing. So they're basically saying all these messages is prepare for longer fight or a longer war than what we've originally told you. And I'll just say this, guys, we've been lied in this stuff before in American history, and this is where we're at again. I want to show you this also in Korean news. It's a bit different than USA. They do talk about it, and they talk about where the U.S. and Israel are attacking Iran. And one thing I just want to point out that they do highlight the elementary school, as you'll see right here. It's in the southern part of Iran, and they're saying, right, elementary schools has been hit. And I just wanted to mention that because I know that we can sometimes, get caught up in all this stupid crap that Trump or Hegseth says, which we'll go over. But just always remember, there are people on the ground, there are kids on the ground, and already the school's been hit. So I just don't ever want to lose sight of that. And they do talk about it here in Korea also. If you turn out what the Americans are talking about, this is a recent poll.
We have a brand new CNN poll out right now showing high disapproval of President Trump's strikes on Iran. A brand new CNN poll found that nearly 6 in 10 Americans disapprove of the airstrikes on Iran. And there are few signs of good news for the president elsewhere in this poll. 59% of Americans say they don't trust President Trump to make the right decisions on the use of force in Iran. 60% of Americans do not believe the president has a clear plan.
But it's still all kind of same, though, unfortunately. 40% of America is whacked out. I don't know what to say. I'm just telling you what it is. And, any sane country or sane people would be like, remove Trump from office immediately. I mean, it should be obvious. And I'll just say this. I just tell you guys what's going on, right? I can't control what every single American thinks. I can just tell you what's going on. And, to me, it's obvious that the Trump people are going to drag us into something far, far worse than what they're saying.
And we will easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it. Whatever. Somebody said today, they said, oh, well, the president wants to do it really quickly. After that, he'll get bored. I don't get bored. There's nothing boring about this. Do you agree with that, Pete? I don't think there's anything, Mr. General. I think there's nothing boring about it.
He talks like this like as a TV show, right? And it's weird, too, because he'll sort of repeat conversations probably he's hearing around him or whatever. Oh, I wonder if Trump will get bored because he's a child, right? That kind of stuff. And then he's just like, low energy. I don't know if he sits around all night watching Fox News and tweeting out, but that's what we're talking about. Basically, it's a forever war. Whatever is needed, right? We'll go far longer. Now they're saying 4 to 5 weeks.
See that nice drape? When that comes down right now, you see a very, very deep hole. But in about a year and a half from now, you're going to see a very, very beautiful building. And there's your entrance to it right there. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I'll save money on the doors because it can't get more beautiful than that. I picked those drapes in my first term. I always like gold, but I think we can save a lot of money. I just saved curtains. But, and it'll be spectacular. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom. I believe it because I built many a ballroom. I believe it's going to be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. And when you hear all that hammering out there, you know why the First Lady is not thrilled exactly. She said, will the pile drivers ever stop? They go from 6 in the morning till 11:30 in the evening. Can you imagine? Here? You know what? To me, that's a beautiful sound. She doesn't like it. I love it. You know what?
Isn't this ridiculous? So we're talking about committing troops to Iran, and then he's going on and on about drapes and talking about, his wife complains about the sound of the construction of the new ballroom and crap. These people are so disconnected from regular people's lives. He doesn't care about you. And then it's ridiculous. You look at the American polls and still 40% of the people are okay with this dude. It's ridiculous. And I'm sick to my stomach. I don't know what else to say other than I just show you what it is. And I think any sane person can look at this stuff and it's like, WTF, like what is...
Are there currently any American boots on the ground in Iran?
No, but we're not going to go into the exercise of what we will or will not do. I think it's one of those fallacies for a long time that this department or presidents or others should tell the American people, this and our enemies, by the way, here's exactly what we'll do. Here's exactly how long we'll go. Here's exactly how far we'll go. Here's what we're willing to do and not do. It's foolishness. And so President Trump ensures that our enemies understand we'll go as far as we need to go to advance American interests. But we're not dumb about it. You don't have to roll 200,000 people in there and stay for 20 years. We've proven that you can achieve objectives that advance American interests without being foolish about it. Now, will we be bold about it? Are we willing to be decisive about it? Do we put months and months of planning into what kind of effects we want to achieve? Absolutely.
I kind of doubt there's any planning in this stuff. And this is supposed to be the dude in charge of our military. I mean, it's just a joke. It's clearly, these people are so incompetent. It's so obvious. And it's like I said, I showed you the polling data. Like who believes any of these things these people say? They're completely incompetent, and they talking about drapes, and this guy's completely unserious. It's embarrassing. It's dangerous, and this is sort of where we're at. It doesn't. I watch the stuff same with you guys, and it doesn't feel real because it's so stupid. Just shake my head. Now we're talking about boots on the ground. What does Trump say?
This was published in the New York Post today. I don't have the yips with respect to boots on the ground. Yes, every president says that there will be no boots on the ground. I don't say it. I say probably don't need them. Your reaction to that?
Well, I think it's always a bad idea to eliminate options categorically, but I also think the president, as I know, is going to be reluctant to put boots on the ground in a situation where they're probably not required. And in the end of the day, I think our air and naval forces and those of our partners and allies have been sufficient to the threat. And I think that's likely to be.
I'll just tell you the truth, guys. If they're interested in regime change, which looks like what they're talking about, the idea that you can just do it by bombing people, it's not going to work, right? What we're looking at is basically they're destroying all kinds of things. The death toll in Iran that I've seen so far is at least 550. And now we're talking about, well, not boots on the ground, and Fox News is trying to say, well, we're not going to eliminate boots on the ground, right? This is reporting what Trump is saying. I'll just say this. We've been lied into other wars in the past, and I think they're lying to us again. I'll just be frank with you on that. This is also what Israel is saying. Have a listen.
Good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. The joint U.S.-Israel operation against the Iranian regime continues. Israel and the U.S. are acting with strength, coordination, and determination. We thank President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu for their steadfast leadership and moral clarity this critical moment. Our objectives are clear. No nuclear weapon, no ballistic missile threat, destroy their navy, and crush the regime's proxy network. We are hitting decisively, surgically, without apology.
That's coming from Israel. And the last time that we talked about this, at least 1,000 targets that they were saying. And now they're saying just basically attack everything. I mean, that's just the easiest way to describe it. I just want you to see it from them, and they're also saying no apology. That's Israel, what they're saying. Hegseth did take some questions. You can hear this.
2 questions for you. The president said yesterday in his video message that we will leave Iran when we complete all of our objectives. What are our objectives? And can you share more information on how the soldiers who were killed were killed?
Well, I laid out the objectives, as did the chairman. They're completely nested. I mean, Iran has an ability to project power against us and our allies in ways that we can't tolerate. So whether that's ballistic missiles and drones, so offensive capabilities, effectively their navy, which would attempt to set other terms and
The
impose.
reason why I'm showing you guys things back to back is basically we're going off of Israel's talking points. And we've heard this before to where both Saudi Arabia and Israel were pressuring Trump to attack Iran. And it's been mentioned before in other countries' news where when you compare what Israel says and then you see the Trump people, it's just going off Israel's talking points. I'm just being frank with you guys on this. It is sick. The whole thing is ridiculous. You're using American taxpayer dollars. You're using American lives, and they don't care about you. They're not working in service of the American people. It should be obvious to anyone watching this. Let me show you what they're talking about in UK. It's a different dialogue than say the USA. You'll see what I'm saying here.
Chair of the Defence Select Committee, Tamanji Singh Desai.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Iranian regime, including its late leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, are of course no friends of our country, but I thank the Prime Minister for clarifying that the UK had no involvement in the Israeli and US strikes on Iran. And indeed, my heartfelt condolences to all those who have sadly lost loved ones in the region thus far. And I'm extremely concerned about the safety of the millions of people in the region, including the thousands of Brits who are living there and currently stranded there. So can the Prime Minister please confirm what steps are being taken to ensure their safety, especially from the one-way attack drones? What steps are being taken to help evacuate those Brits who are stranded and want to come back to
I just wanted to show you guys that because this is what normal people talk about is like, how can we get our people out? So this would be a normal conversation. Let's get our people out of this. I don't want anything to do with the Trump people. Let's just get out, right? And the Trump was like, oh, well, we're going to send more people in 4 to 5 weeks. We'll do it as long as it takes. And then you'll get this reports, half of Dubai is booking expats drive to Oman, Saudi Arabia to find flights out, which is totally understandable. The average person just wants to get out, just want to live their lives in peace. There are trying to look for off-ramps for Trump here. UAE and Qatar urge allies to help Trump find an Iran off-ramp. And what's going on, basically, you have these hardliners, if you want to talk about hardliners in Iran or hardliners in USA or in Israel. And for them, this is just all a game for them, right? And they need to show that, oh my God, we're strong. I'm going to bomb the other side as much as possible. And so then they have to save face while also trying to claim whatever victory it is. But I'll just tell you guys, there's no winners in this kind of stuff. There's not. It's just ugly all around. And I'm concerned about being dragged into this stuff for years. And this is why your life doesn't get better in USA. I always say the same thing because I want to make it clear. Like, think of all the money that they're spending. And as people point out today in comments, we lost 3 jets today, shot down by Kuwait friendly fire. That's basically $300 million gone. And it's that's where we're at. I'll catch y'all in the next video.